In this video, we're going to go through a simple routine that you can do each day to improve your toe splay, which is a critical component of our overall foot function and our balance. Now, our toe splay can get disrupted by wearing narrow shoes that end in a point. So an important part of this process will be switching to more foot-shaped footwear that allows this natural toe splay. And we explore this in our video tutorial called How to Rewild Your Toes. So I highly recommend going and checking that out. But the purpose of this video is to help get you started with some quick and accessible exercises that you can then build upon over time while you transition to natural footwear. So let's get stuck in. Okay, first up, we've got human toe spreader, where we are interlacing our fingers in between our toes to provide that splay passively. So to start off with, you might be just in the sort of first knuckle of your fingers and on the side like that. That can be enough of a stretch at first for many people. Over time, you want to try and thread your fingers deeper in and then angle them like that so that you have that full splay. From here, you can also add in some little mobilizations like this to add to the stretch. If you find that this is way too intense and even that sort of progression or regression rather from here is even too much, or you have trouble maintaining or getting into this position, then we do have our toe spreaders, which we call wild toes, that can help passively do this. But if you are able to do this human toe spreader, then it is a really great way to access more of that toe splay. So we're looking for 1 minute on one side and then changing sides, repeating the process, threading in like so. Over time, might be a matter of days, weeks, even months to build up to the full human toe spreader like that. But whatever level you're working at, you're going to go for a minute on this side as well. And even if you are back here like that, you can add in a few little movements like that as well. So this is just a really nice way to passively open up space in the toes before we actively move and strengthen. Now, it will be uncomfortable at first. Over time, as you open up space, it will become less and less uncomfortable, and it actually starts to feel good. Once you've done a minute on each side, you can move on. Okay, next up, we're doing some metatarsal spreads. So tennis ball or a cork ball or lacrosse ball is good to have on hand. If you're starting with a tennis ball, that's fine. It's actually a good, gentle way to start, and we're actually trying to place it right underneath the ball of our feet, and then applying pressure so that we get this spreading of the metatarsal and the metatarsal heads. So those are the bones that run from your midfoot up here. They're part of your midfoot and they run down into the toes or the phalanges. And we want to spread that out as well, because in shoes that are narrow, they often get cramped in like that. So spreading out those is important, and a ball is a great way to do that. So like I said, a tennis ball is a nice gentle way to start, and you can add in some of these active toe movements as well, even if it's just extending and flexing like that. And over time, you'll find that that tennis ball potentially starts to feel a bit soft, and that you're able to move on to something with a bit more density, like the cork ball or lacrosse ball or something similar. But it's the exact same approach, just applying pressure that you can tolerate, and you can see those metatarsal heads spreading and moving your toes at the same time. So 1 minute on one side, we're going to change to the other side. Now with the more dense ball especially, you might find that this is quite sensitive, quite uncomfortable. And that is very normal. Over time, that discomfort will dissipate as your body learns to accept that load And as you build more of this splay, and as you get out of the tight, narrow shoes, but at first expect some discomfort and just choose a pressure that you're able to breathe through and you're not sort of tensing up against it, gritting your teeth, making a sort of pain face. We want something that is not necessarily completely comfortable, but tolerable discomfort. And breathing all the way through. Once you've done 1 minute on each side, you can move on. And we're going to finish up with toe piano. So this is a way to actively strengthen this toe splay after passively mobilizing as we just have. So we're lifting our toes up off the ground and we're aiming to try and put the pinky toe down first, then the ring, then the middle, then the pointer, and then the big toe. And then reversing, big toe, pointers, middle, ring, and pinky. So even just trying to do that is great. If you're just too frustrated with the coordination with that, you can just be doing big toes down, little toes up, and swapping little toes down, big toes up. You might find that you need to use some hand pressure to help you get there, like that. Whatever you need to do, either way, you're getting some active mobilization and active splay going. Even if you're not doing it individually, you might be sort of looking a bit more like this, but your main thing is that you're building some intention to splay out your toes actively for a minute. And you should start to feel some muscles in your feet work with that. You can obviously go longer than a minute, but for our 5-minute routine, that wraps it up. And you can go through the whole routine again, or you can just do that once a day, every day, and you'll definitely start to notice some improvements. Thanks for watching. If you're getting value out of these videos, please like and subscribe. That helps support our channel, and we put out videos like this every week. And if you're looking for more structured programs and guidance from TFC pros, live calls, community engagement, then we have all of that available in our Explorer membership, which you can find all the details about in the description below.